Justin Bieber is set to testify in May, and the details surrounding his testimony could potentially shatter.
I mean, the testimony is key. We're going to have reporters, though, in the courtroom who we're going to see live tweeting of the testimony, recaps at the end of the day. I mean, Harvey Weinstein, that was a state case, but it was in New York, and New York is limited if any cameras are allowed in the courtroom. So it's the same idea. We didn't get to hear the witnesses on the stand, but we got to hear what they said, through the reporting. And that will be what has happened here. So of course, it's maybe not as great for us because, as a viewer, we can't analyze their credibility, let's say, like the juror can, because we can't literally see them testify. We'll be able to hear the content of what they testify. The court may also make public quickly the transcripts of what the witnesses said in order to keep people informed. That's what happened during the Trump criminal trial. They posted the transcripts fairly quickly. So we will get a sense of what is said, but it does take it away when we don't get to see it in the moment and really honestly decide for ourselves what we think of that witness or another witness.
Everything we thought we knew about him. The stakes are incredibly high, and this testimony is going to be a pivotal moment in the case. While we won't be able to watch the testimony unfold in real time due to the court's restrictions on cameras, we will be hearing the updates through the press and reporters in the courtroom. They'll be live tweeting the details, and by the end of each day, we'll have recaps that will offer a glimpse into what was.
Timing is interesting. I don't want to go so far as to speculate because obviously we don't know what the ins and outs of the investigation are. We don't know what kind of or how frequent contact the federal prosecutors from FDNY are in with the litigators and the attorneys that are handling the case on the civil side. But I don't think it's an unusual practice for criminal investigations to be informed by, sometimes even augmented by, civil litigation and the civil discovery practice. I don't think there's anything inappropriate or unethical about that. Those revelations from the discovery process on the civil side can help inform or help guide a criminal investigation or a decision on the prosecution side as to how to proceed or whether to proceed with the prosecution. So it might be a chicken and egg argument. It might be that the civil investigation started first and then was referred to the federal prosecutors or helped inform the federal prosecutors' decision making, or the other way around. It very well could be that the complainants or the would-be plaintiffs on the civil side weren't quite ready to cooperate with the prosecution or to testify before a grand jury and felt more at ease with pursuing a civil remedy first. So we really can't know until the investigation is revealed.
Good morning. Justin Bieber has a message for his believers. On social media, he shared a heartbreaking message about feeling unworthy, and fans are showing up in the comments section to support.
What if you had it all, but nobody to call?
This morning, Justin Bieber letting his guard down, sharing on his social media feelings of being a fraud, unworthy, and unequipped.
I'm so lonely.
The 31-year-old singer-songwriter and new dad writing, "People told me my whole life, wow, Justin, you deserve that." Adding, "It made me feel sneaky, like, damn, if they only knew my thoughts, how judgmental I am, how selfish I really am, they wouldn't be saying this." These comments come on the heels of a previous post just last month saying, "Changing is about letting go."
Yeah, you got that yummy, that yummy, that yummy, yummy.
A few days later, he was seen participating in an LA charity hockey event, smiling. On Wednesday, the two-time Grammy winner posting a picture seated at the piano, fans flooding his reply section with joy and excitement, hoping for new music. Bieber celebrating his birthday earlier this month with throwback photos as a baby and time with friends, family, his wife Haley, and son Jack, who he welcomed in August.
A source tells People magazine earlier this month Justin is prioritizing working on new music and his family and spending as much time with them as he can. And of course, we wish him the absolute best.
Said during these key moments. This situation is reminiscent of high-profile cases like Harvey Weinstein's trial, which was also a state case, but it took place in New York. In New York, there are stringent rules about cameras in the courtroom, and as a result, we didn't get to see the witnesses as they testified. Instead, all we had were the reporters' accounts of what happened, and those were the only glimpses we got into the testimonies. Here too, we're going to experience the same limitation. While we won't be able to see Bieber or the other witnesses on the stand, we will still hear the content of their testimony through written updates or live reporting. The challenge is that, as viewers, we won't have the same opportunity to judge a witness's credibility as the jury.
Just days after sharing some candid thoughts, Justin Bieber is opening up once again. In a cryptic Instagram post Sunday, the singer shared his thoughts on feeling hate. Bieber wrote in his Instagram stories, "I was always told when I was a kid not to hate, but it made me feel like I wasn't allowed to have it, and so I didn't tell anyone I've had it, which made me feel like I have been drowning, feeling unsafe to acknowledge it. I think we can only let hate go by first acknowledging it's there. How couldn't we feel hate from all of the hurt we have experienced?" Along with the post, Bieber included SZA's song, "I Hate You." Bieber didn't elaborate any further on what exactly he was referring to, though Monday morning he added another story which read, "If they aren't talking, you must not be going brazy enough." In the hours after his initial post, he did go on to upload several more, including a selfie showing off his tattoos. He also shared nearly a dozen photos of a trip to a Disney amusement park. In several of the pics, Justin is having a good time with wife Haley. The posts come just a few days after sharing with fans that he has always felt unworthy. On March 13th, the singer wrote, "People told me my whole life, 'Wow, Justin, you deserve that,' and I personally have always felt unworthy, like I was a fraud," he began, adding, "Like when people told me I deserved something, it made me feel sneaky, like, damn, if they only knew my thoughts, how judgmental I am, how selfish I really am, they wouldn't be saying this." The 31-year-old went on to share how he feels unqualified most days.
The Biebers burning rubber at the happiest place on earth after a new cryptic message from Justin about struggling with hate.
I'm having a good time.
The singer and his wife Haley are having a good time, all right. Spotted on the Cars ride at Disneyland with Kid Leroy on TikTok. Meanwhile, Justin shared snaps of the group's theme park trip on Instagram, complete with rides, games, and Mickey Mouse ears.
It's the best.
While Justin's feed post was all smiles, his Instagram story telling a different one. Earlier in the day, Justin admitted to feeling like he's drowning, struggling with hate. "I was always told not to hate, but that made me feel like I wasn't allowed to have it. We can only let hate go by first acknowledging it's there. How couldn't we feel hate from all the hurt we have experienced?"
I think it's just my job to be a light.
That story coming just days after Justin shared another introspective IG post, revealing he has felt unequipped, unqualified, and like a fraud. Adding, "I have always felt unworthy. If they only knew my thoughts, how judgmental I am, how selfish I am, they wouldn't be saying this."
I felt like I lost my purpose for a while. I wasn't chasing after who I knew I was. Whether you feel like you don't have a purpose or you feel like you want to find your purpose.
We won't get to see their body language or hear their tone of voice. All we will get are the words that are reported. It may not be as satisfying as watching the actual trial unfold, but it's the best we can do under these circumstances. One thing that may help is if the court decides to make the transcripts of what witnesses say available to the public quickly. This is exactly what happened during the Trump criminal trial, where the court posted transcripts of testimonies in a timely manner to keep the public informed. So, while we may not get the live footage, at least we'll have access to the written record of what's happening inside the courtroom. This will give us a clearer understanding of what is being said. Still, there's something lost in the experience when we can't witness the testimony firsthand. Watching a witness testify, seeing their emotions and reactions in the moment, can give us...
I think he should keep maybe not. He should keep some rope on his soap, or make sure he don't drop it in certain places. In case, if he do, he might like it. But long story short, is that he need to take his counsel advice Because if he think he's going to get out of this from the federal government, he out his mind. They in the process of plea bargaining, trying to do a plea bargain session with him, and he not taking it. That's probably why one of the lawyers jumped off the case. Remember Benjamin Bradford, his first lawyer with the Cassie situation? He said, give her the 10 million and make this go away, brother. He ended up giving her 30 million. He's not taking the lawyer's advice. 9 times out of 10, they probably got him a good plea bargain. Yo, listen to me, we can give you 15 years. 10 or 15 years. You do that, you come out, you only have to do like 12, 13. Come out to a halfway house. You still can live some of your life out as a free man. If you don't believe that they're going to try to hit him with those guns in there, they saving all that for last. The drugs, the guns. They'll do another superseding indictment and add those two up if he don't take the plea. If he don't take the plea bargain to the sex trafficking or whatever, stuff like that, they're going to say, okay, let's add the guns to it and let's add the drugs to it.
How you feel about Keefe D? He out here crying to come home, man.
Keefe D, I think is a mistravesty of justice that Keefe D is still in jail without a bail, or they're not making his bail low enough for him to go home. For the fact of the matter is that Keefe D was told to say something by an LAPD officer who was writing a book, doing a movie, and making himself rich off of an event that happened in our culture. And that he's in jail because the cops said a lot of these things first, and he just piggybacked on it. But it's going to come out that was the situation and that was the issue. And he's going to walk eventually.
So you really believe that he ain't had nothing to do with Pop murder?
I don't believe Keefe D had anything to do with, it just don't make any sense, brother. It don't make no sense that, what he did and how he did it and how Vegas is at that time, that you could get away with something like that.
A deeper sense of their truthfulness and character. We can't do that here. We can only read what's being shared by the reporters and, of course, interpret it from our own perspectives. As the case against Bieber continues to unfold, we're seeing layers of complexity, secrecy, and scandal. The courtroom drama is growing more intense with each new development, and recently, court sessions have taken a shocking turn. Just last week, the judge dropped a bombshell regarding Bieber's involvement, and the news sent shockwaves through the public. The questions surrounding his case are only becoming more intense, and the world is watching closely to see what his testimony will reveal. This trial is already shaping up to be one of the most talked about events of the year, with so much hanging on what Bieber himself has to say. It's not just about what's been reported in the press. His testimony will be a game changer. Whether it will...
Even Usher deleted his Twitter account, deleted it, right? Or took everything down. He deleted a bunch of, I think 7,000 tweets, and then came back a day later and he put...
Me again?
He wrote, account got hacked, and damn, y'all ran with it. It's not a secret. I'm tired of everybody playing this game, okay?
Well, actually read the comments on what people said. Let's see what people said, like if they bought it or not.
Okay, yeah.
The old...
Diddy hacked your butt.
The account got attacked and hacked.
That's Jesus. The first one. Oh, that's security. Keep going, Robbie. So crazy how it got hacked, but instead of posting crazy stuff, the hacker just deleted your post and Diddy got arrested and all the stuff with Justin Bieber. So weird, we all ran with it. Right, bro? Nobody's buying that, dude. So, Pat, the majority of these, Pink said the same thing.
That's the best one.
Yeah, but guys, Pink and somebody else, they deleted their stuff a little while back. But Usher, in his own words on the Howard Stern show, like when I tell you guys, these demons hide in plain plain sight, like Diddy. He said on Howard Stern, Puffy would have his parents send him to flavor camp at 13 years old. Your parents are sending you to a camp with a grown man, Pat. I know, I'm around you all the time. I know we're your kids, and I know you trust me, and I love you. Would you ever send your 13, would you send Tico?
Stop it.
Are you freaking nuts? I don't care how famous he is. And in this interview, Rob, you didn't have to play, he says, Howard Stern's like, oh, I bet you there was girls and orgies. And he's talking to him as he's 13, and he said, there was very curious things happen. And then you got a video of Usher and Diddy in his bedroom with Kevin Hart, and he's interviewing him. And he said, I would wake up in the morning with Usher in the morning, and then he catches himself.
Wait a minute, he was 14, but he really didn't understand what was going on. When I was 14, I knew exactly everything that was going on. Yo, man, what area you lived in? 14, you don't know what's going on? Think about that, y'all. Think back when you was 14.
Diddy's true colors, it's Usher. The connection between Diddy and Usher runs deep. There have been whispers for a long time that Diddy and Usher were involved in some pretty questionable situations back in the day.
There you go.
Usher even stayed with Diddy as a teenager. And stories from that time are now being re-examined in a much darker light. Some theories suggest that Diddy might have been grooming Usher or exposing him to environments no teen should experience.
His friend and former mentor, Sean Diddy Combs, was arrested on sex trafficking charges. News Nation senior story editor Paula Froelich joins me live with the scoop here. Paula, this sparked some suspicion and really caught a lot of fans' attention. Do you think it was hacked? What's the scoop?
Yeah, I do. Why not? I mean, here's the deal. Usher knows Diddy very well. I would not necessarily call them friends. He's definitely been distancing himself for years and has come out and said, you know what, I lived with him for a year. By the way, note to Usher's mom, you're going to give up your 13-year-old kid to go live with Diddy for a year? WTF. However, she did. And he saw everything, and it was really disturbing.